What's up guys, Slickshot Games here, and today we're going to be discussing the Legend group stage of the London Major that's going to be starting in a couple of days. The Challenger stage just finished, and the groups have been announced, and I'm going to go through them and tell you my opinion on each match, who's going to win, and I'm also going to predict who's going to go 3-0 and 0-3. So let's get right into this. Alright, so the first match is going to be Cloud9 versus Vega Squadron. I think that Vega Squadron have a big chance of upsetting. Depending on who you ask, it wouldn't really be an upset, but I think that Vega look really good in the Challenger stage, and Cloud9 haven't been looking the sharpest recently, so I'm going to have to say that Vega win that match. Alright, moving on to the next game is MiBr versus Tyloo. Now, as much as I like Tyloo and as much as I want them to succeed because they're a fun and entertaining team, I do believe that MiBr are going to come out on top with this one. Both teams have very flashy players. It's going to be definitely a bloodbath. It could even be close, but at the end of the day, I think MiBr is more structured and experienced, and on paper, they should take this fairly easy. It could be close, but again, as I'm saying, Tyloo looked pretty shaky and barely made it out of the Challenger stage. So it's going to be tough for them. Next is FaZe versus Big. Now, on paper, FaZe are obviously the favorites to win this matchup. However, I do believe that there is upset potential. I think that Big did look good, but possibly not good enough to be able to beat FaZe on paper. But I think that there is definitely a chance for an upset, but I am going to go with FaZe on this one because obviously they are the more experienced team and they can be insane once the pressure kicks in, and they can win tournaments. They haven't looked the best, but I think that they definitely are going to win this match for sure. Navi versus Astralis. This one is going to be a barn burner of a match. Two of the best teams there are going to be facing off right off the bat to start us off here. Who's going to win this? It's going to be a close match, 50-50. It's really tough to say who would win this. Astralis were looking a little shaky in the group stage a couple of days ago. While they did make it out 3-1, it was by a very thin margin. They weren't looking the sharpest, but they made it out, and I still think that they are the best team in the world currently. So I'd have to say that Astralis take this, but again, it's a 50-50. So this is very close, by a close margin. Next is G2 versus Hellraisers. Now, with this matchup, as good as Hellraisers did, I think that at the end of the day, G2, the French squad, are going to win this one in particular because of the firepower that they have. And while we haven't seen much of them recently, I think that they did look good in the last tournament. Again, we don't know. They could have gone downhill, or, you know, I'm sure they've been practicing for this. But it's going to be a tough one, but I think that I'm fairly confident G2 will take this one for sure. After that, we have Fnatic versus Complexity. As far as this match goes, Complexity, they made it through, you know, one of the only NA teams that did make it through, if not the only one, I'm pretty sure. And their lineup is good. They have top tier players for sure, but at the end of the day, they're facing Fnatic, and even though this isn't like the 2015, 2016 Fnatic, they still are insane anyways. And I do believe that this is going to go in the favor of Fnatic. I think that Complexity, there's a very small chance of an upset, but again, I can't see Complexity winning over Fnatic at the moment. Next, we have Winstrike versus Liquid. Winstrike is Quantum Bellator Fire. QBF, they made it to the Legend stage in the last major somehow, and so they automatically secured a spot here. From what I've been hearing, Winstrike have been going completely downhill, losing so many matches. I know it's online, but still, you know, have not had a good track record after that. So this is definitely going to be a tough tournament for them for sure. But we'll have to see. You know, I haven't seen too much of them, but this is from one I've seen statistically. Of course, Liquid is one of the top 5 teams, hands down. The best NA squad right now. Have a full fundamental group, and I think that they are going to take this for sure. This might even be a complete blowout. I just cannot see Winstrike winning this in the slightest, no matter the map. So it's going to be tough for them, but yeah, Liquid take this, and I'm going to say it's going to be a blowout. And then the final match of the day is going to be Mouz Sports versus NIP. Now, this is a 50-50 match. You know, NIP have been looking good from the challenger stage. They went in 3-0, which is very impressive. You know, many people are convinced that they're back. You know, they are kind of back, but I'm not 100% convinced. We'll have to see how they do in the Legend stage. That's the real test here for the fans. But I think that this is a 50-50 match, but I think that Mouz Sports have had more success, and even though NIP are looking good, I think Mouz Sports will take this by a very thin margin. Again, it's a 50-50, but I'm going to just go and say that Mouz Sports take that match. Alright, so now that we've gone through all the matches and what I think, I'm going to make some predictions on who's going to go 3-0 and who's going to go 0-3. Now, as far as 3-0 goes, it's most people are going to say, you know, Astralis or FaZe as usual, but it's so neck and neck that we really don't know who is going to go 3-0. So if I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say, I'm just going to make a kind of a blanket prediction. I don't want to give an exact team, but FaZe or Astralis. And then if I had to go for a really random pick, I'm going to say MiBr. You know, it's out there, but if they're in form, they could definitely go 3-0. But we'll have to see. As far as 0-3 goes, there's many teams that can fit that description, but I think Winstrike is definitely for sure going to go 0-3 unless they can pull out an upset. But yeah, Winstrike or Complexity or Tyloo, any of those teams I mentioned are susceptible to going 0-3. Hopefully not. You know, you don't want to see it, but you know, a team has to go 0-3. You know, that's how it works. But anyways, this is going to be quite the major. It's going to be happening on the 13th, I believe. So everybody tune into Twitch, watch that. It's going to be incredible. I think majors are really exciting and they're really entertaining to watch. So yeah. Anyways, we'll have to see how correct I was. And let me know what you think. And do you agree? Do you disagree? Please let me know below. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.